Webinar funnels are on easy mode in 2025, and I know that because I've been able to add over $200,000 for one of my clients using Webbies. And in this video, I want to show you exactly why they're back, why they're absolutely goated, and the best practices for you to actually run them and make a lot of money. So why they're actually back? There's a shift from call funnels. Everybody is running call funnels. Before in 2016, 2020, everyone was running webinar funnels and the market got simply saturated. So that's what's happening with call funnels now. If you look around your competition, everybody's probably running a call funnel, and leads, people are just used to them now. They know that they're going to watch a free training, and then they are supposed to book a call with a sweaty closer that is gonna push them to sell their freaking kidney and enroll in the program. And some of the people are they're more sophisticated, and they know what's gonna happen if they click on that application button. And yeah, they are simply not ready to hop on that high pressure sales call and yeah, get some 90-year-old yell at them to stop being broke and to buy the program. So next, they simply want more trust because, again, the world is full of gurus, full of fake coaches, and they simply want more trust. They've seen a lot of, pre-recorded VSLs, and they don't have that much interaction with the actual creator, with the actual guru. So, a webinar is the perfect way to do that because, you can interact, you can read from the chat, you can have a Q&A at the end, and yeah, the prospects are, actually seeing you in real time as a real person, and it just builds crazy amounts of trust. Also, of course, education. So back to the trust, actually, before we get into education, you can see that a lot of people are now shifting into YouTube and long form. And the reason for that is simply trust. I think people call it the trust funnel. I haven't really looked into that, but it's pretty much just YouTube, long form, and dropping a lot of education. And a webinar is, a perfect example of that. And I want to show you actually on this. So with your typical VSL, if it's really good, I think your engagement rate is going to be around 40%. And if, your VSL is around 15 minutes, the average person is going to probably watch 3 to 6 minutes. That's three if, the engagement rate is a little lower. But yeah, that's 3 to 6 minutes of, watching your content. Whereas with a webinar, our average time on Live is 1 hour and 11 minutes. 1 hour and 11 minutes. That's what? 10 times more? More than 10 times, 20 times even. So, yeah, would you rather, have to, watch you for 3 minutes or an hour? Obviously, that's going to build a lot more trust, and it's going to educate them a lot more as well. So, overall, that's just going to nurture them more and, um, yeah, get them ready to give you their money. Next thing, bad experience. They might have already jumped on a call with a sweaty closer, and he was pressuring them. He was not doing a good job objection handling. He was, yeah, just he didn't handle it well, and they have a bad taste in their mouths, and they don't want to book another one of these sweaty calls. And they're just looking for something different. Because some people want different conversion mechanisms. So what all this is causing is, you might have seen maybe your lead quality getting worse with VSL call funnels, because they might be showing up on the calls, not nurtured enough, not warm enough, because, they simply don't watch the entire VSL. And, maybe you don't have the best, post booking sequences and follow-ups and procedures. So, again, your sales team might be struggling and they might be complaining about the lead quality. But important note, actually, before I get into how and best practices, I'm not telling you to shut down your VSL funnel. I love VSL funnels. They're good. They're not bad. But some people want different conversion mechanisms. And I'll get back to that in a bit. But pretty much VSLs are for your calls to come in 24/7. It's always there. It's always in the bio. But, a webinar is a perfect cleanup mechanism for, all the people that want more education, that are not ready to hop on a sweaty sales call, all the VSL opt-ins that didn't convert, all the people that have watched but didn't convert, all the people that haven't closed yet, all the cold leads, because with a webinar you can turn them from cold to warm pretty quick, because again, they're watching you for hour and 10 minutes, so you can get them warm throughout that time. So again, it's not a question of a VSL funnel or a webinar, it's a question of and. So basically you want to run a VSL funnel if you already are, and you want to add in a webinar, and that is, in my opinion, the best ever stack that you'll ever need. So how often should you actually run your webinars? So it really depends, in my opinion, on the traffic that you're getting. For example, Tom Cruise, pretty sure they're doing over 1 mil a month with webinars. They're doing them every single week for the last, I don't know how long, but the reason for that is simply they are spending a lot of money on ads, and they always fill out the webinars. They have a lot of traffic coming in, so they can actually afford that, and they're not burning through their audience. Same with Shelby Sapp. I'm not 100% sure, but I think she is running them every single week. And again, the reason for that, she gets shit ton of traffic every single week, so she can always fill out the room, and it's making her a lot of money. But in my opinion, what I would suggest is doing a monthly webinar. If you have more traffic coming in, a bi-weekly could be fine too, but I feel like monthly is perfect, since it really creates scarcity, because people, when they know that there's not going to be a next one next week, they can just tell themselves, oh, I'll join next week. When it's actually real scarcity, people are more likely to hop on and actually show up too, and it's not gonna burn through your audience super quickly, and not gonna get saturated. And it also creates the perfect monthly cycle where let's say on the first of the month you run the webinar. After that, you have 2 weeks of calls and follow-ups. Then you have 1 week to gather the data, look at the numbers, see what works, see what didn't, make additional tweaks. And then week 4, you have that for promoting to the next webinar. So it's literally a perfect 4-week cycle. And yeah, again, you're not gonna burn through your audience, so I think a monthly one is a good option if you're not getting crazy amounts of traffic like these two beasts. So next, so when it comes to the actual promotion, I um I found that 7 days or more is the best. I wouldn't go over 14 days, but I think the sweet spot is around 7 to 10 days. And pretty much you want to do story sequences, you want to do your email sequences to your email list, you want to do reels, you want to do retargeting ads. That's really simple way to start running ads. And it's going to be highly profitable, because those people are already warm, and yeah, there's literally no reason why they wouldn't hop on a free hour class, where they get a lot of value. They get to talk to you, through a Q&A. It's such a low commitment thing, whereas booking a call, that's a lot more effort and a lot more pressure. Whereas here, they hop on, yeah, they don't even have to do anything. They don't have to answer to a closer, and yeah, they get a lot of value from it. So retargeting ads are going to be super effective here if you have an audience to retarget to. So your opt-ins, your people that have been watching your content, and yeah, that's for retargeting ads. Next is YouTube. Webinars actually work very well with long form YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, perfect. Just call to action at the end of your videos, and and funnel them onto the webinar. Perfect strategy. But to be honest, it's a big event, and the beauty of it is you can convert a lot of people at once. So to be honest, more is better. So whatever platform you have, whatever piece of traffic you have, put out flyers. Okay, maybe not flyers, but just simply put it everywhere, put as much as you can, run ads, and you can expect around $5 to $10 or 15, depending on your niche really, but it is a very profitable funnel to run ads to. And I've seen the lowest cost per call with a webinar funnel actually. So if you're ready to test with some ads, definitely run it. Not just retargeting, you can run to broad as well. They work super well. So yeah, again, just remember, more is better. So just promote it everywhere that you can. Next, when it comes to the length, I found that the best sweet spot is hour and 30 minutes plus a 30-minute Q&A. We pitch around the 110 mark, and the calendar is being dropped at the 120. Next is, buy or book a call. So the meta before was, 997 buy directly on webinar, but I think, in my opinion, now is book a call is a better way to do it because number one, you can sell high ticket. You'll just make more money selling high ticket. We've always probably known that selling high ticket is just the best way to make the most money. And the people are so nurtured through the process that the calls are literally gonna be layup deals. Your sales team should not struggle with those because again, they've consumed an hour of your content, and the entire hour was built for them to be nurtured enough to buy. So if they book those calls, they should be all layup deals. And I've tested both, and book a call simply work better for us. So I would always lean towards a book a call. Next up, the follow-up, which is super, super important, and it's how you can, increase and just milk out the webinar and just make as much money as possible. So what you want to do is have a team of SDRs, of dialers, and first of all, you want to triage all the book calls to see, whether they're actually qualified, and just get them ready for the calls, increase the show rate, etc., etc. Next up, you want to dial up all the unqualified applications and people that have applied but haven't booked a call, or maybe they were not qualified, and just requalify them. Next up, you want to dial up all the attendees, and you want to go from the ones that stayed for the longest until the ones that stayed for just 5 minutes or whatever. You want to go from obviously the warmest to the coldest. Next are recording watchers. So, those that have clicked on the recording and then watched the recording, you dial them up as well. And lastly, you want to dial up no-shows. So, people that did not show up at all. And of course, on the back end, you want to have email sequences and SMS sequences to get them back to watch either the entire class or, to get them book a call. So this is exactly why webinars are on easy mode in 2025, why you should run them, why you should add them to your stack. I'm not telling you to scrap everything you've been doing till now. I'm telling you to add them because it's such an easy way to add a lot of cash into your pockets. And yeah, as I said, it's a perfect cleanup mechanism. So run them. And if you want to learn a little more in depth of like the specifics, you can check out this video where I'm breaking down exactly how we were able to make 168K. I'm going more in depth in there. Or, if you're convinced enough that I know what I'm talking about and, you don't want to do all of this on your own, there's Instagram in the there's Instagram in the description. There's my page in the description. There's my Calendly link. So you can go there, we can book a call, we can talk. I can either help you or completely run it done for you. So yeah, go there if you're interested. And if you like this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.